I.A.G Farms, all about God. It's a beautiful day out here on the farm. Just got done feeding the sheep. Out here working with them just a little bit. Fed the pigs already. And I got Boaz and my little ram lambs. All my rams that are intact over here in this pen over here. And we're moving them around on pasture in this mobile sheep pen here. And it actually brings back memories from because before we had all this pasture fencing, before we had these 3-4 acres fenced off, 2 or 3 acres, probably more like 2 or 3 acres. Before we had this 2 or 3 acres fenced off, this was all we had to put our sheep in. And I think we had maybe 5 sheep in there. But right now I have Boaz and I have his 2 little sons, 2 little ram lambs that we left intact, because we kind of wanted to have a choice to pick from on having our extra spare ram, and also like a pen mate for Boaz. And so one of these ram lambs is gonna be sent to freezer camp pretty soon. I think it's gonna be the shorthorn one. But they're doing good. We're moving them around on pasture. And as you see, they have some nice tall grass in there. And these are the sections where they've been. And we pretty much move them probably about 3 times a day. First thing in the morning, lunchtime, and then we do it in the evening before we shut things down before it gets dark. So yeah, things are going good around here. The sheep are adjusting well. As you see, they all come to me. Come on, sheep. Come on, sheep. Come on, sheep. Yeah, I give them the call and they all come running. Only 3 of them came that time, but the rest of them are coming slowly. There they go. But yeah, we've been getting them trained up. The boys and I and Megan have been out here hand feeding them and different things like that to get them trained up to us. They're doing pretty good. None of them have gotten out so far. We did have one of them die, the smallest little brown one. She died. We don't really know what she died from, but she seemed like she was kind of small, maybe like the runt of one of the litters. And you know, the runts usually don't do well. But yeah, it's fun times out here on the farm, working with the sheep. But today, I'm gonna be on our other property working. I'm gonna hook up to the tractor, the bush hog, hook my chainsaws up and things, truck, trailer, and head on down to what we call the woodlands. And for those of you all who don't know, we have a second property. This property here that we have, that we do most of our work on, where Emma is at, where all the pastures at, where the pond is at and everything. This pasture is about 5 acres. And the pasture that we have down the road that's covered in timber, is pretty much, the whole property is pretty much timber. There's probably about maybe a 1/4 acre around the old farmhouse that's you know, this pasture, this grass, and it's all growed up in weeds and things. And we've been working on just getting some little sections cleared out and getting all the trails, you know, in the woods cleared out. And I'm gonna go down there today and work and get a little bush hogging done around the old farmhouse, because on that property there's like a 100-year-old farmhouse that's falling down, rotting. We've done some videos on it before, and our plan is to restore it, and we're gonna call it Resurrection Cabin. And you know, we're gonna try to save as much as we can, you know, even if it's just one room. You know, we build around that one room. We're gonna try to save it and restore it and resurrect it. You know, the Lord spoke to us and said, can these dry bones live? And he told us to breathe and prophesy to those bones. You know, breathe on them and prophesy to them, bring life into them. But yeah, so I'm gonna get ready to get loaded up. It's gonna take me probably about an hour to get the tractor, bush hog, and all that stuff, and get everything strapped down. But it's only gonna take probably about 5 minutes to get down there, because the other property is just it's on the same road, but it's not connected. It's just 5 minutes down the road, 5-minute drive in the truck. But yeah, like I say, sheep doing good. Got a solo out here with me, helping me herd sheep. But I'm gonna get going, y'all. I'm gonna put the camera down for right now, and then I'll pick it back up when we get to the woodlands. boys. Don't jump out this time, Giddy. Alright, y'all, here we go. Pulling up on our second property here. This is part of it here we're looking at right now, but the driveway is coming up. And this first driveway here is blocked by a bunch of limbs. Can't hardly see it. We're gonna go on down to the second side of it. Kind of see y'all in there a little bit. Our timber. We're gonna go on down to the bottom down here and pull in this driveway down here. We actually own this whole road here. It's an old county road that they forsook and they don't take care anymore. And so now we own this whole road. See if I can get this big old truck and trailer in here. Here we go. This is the Woodland Acres here, y'all. Resurrection Acres. Some of you all that haven't been part of the channel for long, the newbies, introducing you to the Resurrection Acres, Woodland Acres down here. As you can see, it needs to be mowed. But I'll get out and show y'all around real good. Once I get the tractor and everything unloaded. Alright, y'all, we're here. Have to watch out because some of the biggest rattlesnakes you ever seen out here. Let me get these dogs off. They did good this time. Last time we came get in. Jumped off. Stay. 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 Turned around. Stay. I'm using this selfie stick, so I'm still trying to get used to it. Stay. Good boys. Alright, got the dogs off. Let me just turn y'all around so y'all can see what the Woodland Acres looks like. Yeah, it's just straight raw and untamed out here, y'all. So we're gonna get it cleaned up today though. We were thinking about, let's see if I can get this tightened up here. My camera's a little bit wobbly. That's one of the reasons I don't like the selfie sticks, because they're a little wobbly, seem like. But yeah, so I'm not gonna walk too deep off in there because like I said, some of the biggest rattlesnakes you've ever seen. I killed the little small one last time I was down here, and it's coyotes, wild hogs, just all type of stuff out here. The dog's probably smelling the rattlesnake over there now. But we're gonna try to get all this over here bush hogged, get all this here bush hogged, and then going back into our timber, back off in there. We're gonna try to clear our trails, and then we got a road that comes down through here. Like I said, this old county road here. Let me see if I can walk down this way without getting bit by a rattlesnake. Megan calls in and checks on me every now and then. Somebody in one of the comments, Megan was telling me about, told her that she should get a watch that tracks my heartbeat and my location so she can keep up with me. And if I stop moving or my heart stop beating or something like that, or my blood pressure go down, it'll notify her and she'll know what's going on with me, because I'll be out here doing all type of crazy stuff. But yeah, so this is our road here. I need to get this road back cleared, and we got a trail that goes back off in the woods up there, and I'll take y'all through there. But like I said, I'm not gonna walk too deep off in here until I start bush hogging, because I killed a rattlesnake right here last time I was here. I was sawing some firewood on the fall time. I think it was late in the winter, and no, it was early in the spring, I believe, when it was still kind of getting cold here and there. But yeah, that's the cabin there, and I'll walk y'all around and show y'all a little bit better. Like I said, once I get it cleaned up around here with the tractor, run some of the rattlesnakes off. But yeah, this is what we're looking at, y'all, and we're gonna try to get this cleaned up today, get it mowed, get the bush hog down nice and pretty, and like I said, maybe do a little firewood as well, because it's time to start getting some firewood stacked up so they can start drying out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the tractor unloaded and get to work.
There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow and the old ways get washed out by the rain. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you this: if you try to get some sleep, if you give up the fight, if only just for a bit, there's a new day to leave behind your troubles. There's a new day and it will set you free. There's a new day to get you through your struggles. I will always think of you and me.
Alright, y'all, let me turn y'all around, let y'all see, because I got done bush hogging when I'm getting bush hogged up here. And I'm finna head up to the front, down the driveway at the front of the property up here and work on getting this tree down. We got a white oak tree down that's been down for probably about 2 years. It kind of look like some of the smaller limbs might be rotting, but hopefully the bigger part is still intact. And because it should be good and dry, and that'll be a good, you know, start to our firewood for this coming fall and winter. But let me turn y'all around, let y'all see these fields that I bush hogged. Yeah, I've been hard at it, as you see. Got this whole section over here. There's a ditch, a creek that runs through there. That's why I didn't cut any of that. But I got all this here, bush hogged. I didn't see any rattlesnakes. I'm surprised. They must have heard the tractor and ran off before I could see them. But I got that bush hogged. Got a little bit done over here. And our property line ends right up in this section somewhere. But got that done. If I have enough diesel in the tractor, because I'm running low and I don't have any extra. But if I have enough, I might go off on the trails in the woods and clear our trails, because I already know there's a bunch of limbs down on the trails. We like to come and bring the side by side and the 4-wheeler every now and then and check out the trails. Dogs over here sniffing, probably smelling a coyote den or a rattlesnake den. But this is the resurrection cabin, y'all. Like I said, it's not much to look at. We did a little bit of work on it a while back, and but it's in bad shape. Right here. I'm gonna see if I can get y'all in here and show y'all this sink. It's like a 1950s farmhouse sink. We might pull it out and use it, and I don't want to get too far in here. But that sink there, let's see if y'all can see it. I can't really get to the top of it. See, I can see. Let's see. I don't want the house to fall down on me. But as you can see, that's one of them old farmhouse sinks there. Let me get out of here for the house fall down on me. But yeah, so I got a nice little bit mowed. And I started mowing back this way a little bit. And I need to come in and mow all this. It's just a lot of work need to be done. But that's the cabin. That's what we're looking at. We have a room back there that we call a resurrection room. Now I'm going there right now. But we have Bible scriptures and things that we posted on the walls. Just scriptures that we anointed this place with. And we have a chalkboard there that we wrote scriptures all on. off in that room. And when we first came up to this house, to this property, and walked in the house, there was a picture of like you can still see it on the wall a little bit. Like I said, I'm not gonna go too far now because I haven't been here in a while. I need to test the strength of the house to see kind of, you know, where is it. But that picture right there, if you can see it, on the wall there is a picture of the Lord's Supper, you know, and that's kind of like, you know, Lord's Supper, resurrection, all those good things. So that's kind of where we got the name from, Resurrection Cabin, because that was the only thing left on the walls is a picture of the Lord's Supper of Jesus and his disciples taking, you know, that last meal that Jesus took before he was crucified and resurrected into new life. But yeah, it actually has a good roof on it, good tin roof, but the foundation is the problem because it's a hill back here that's caving in, eroding back here in the back, and it's causing the back of the house to fall and cave in. And I think termites might have got to it in some other spots, just moisture and all that good stuff. We looked at the house and we could tell that this house, back whenever it was built with repurposed material. So somebody just kind of, you know, patched it up and patched it together. But like I said, we're gonna come in and we're gonna try to, you know, do what we can and keep as much as we can, even if it's just one board that we put in the new cabin that we build here. But we're gonna have some type of you know, memory of the original farmhouse on this property. But yeah, it's looking good, y'all. Like I said, there's a lot of more work need to be done, but you know, if you're looking through the eyes of a city person, you might be like, oh man, there's a lot of grass that needs to be cut, a lot of weed eating. But it's like in the country, you know, you gotta bush hog weed eat where you can and leave stuff growing up like that on the side sometimes. And every 2 or 3 years you come in and clean out stuff like that. And then yeah, you let it grow back up for a couple years because it's just so much need to be done. But I'm gonna hop back on the tractor, grab a couple chains, and I'll bring y'all along with me. I'm gonna go up here and see if I can get this tree at the front of the property on the ground so I can saw it up. I also have a flat tire. The blessing just keep getting better. It's not flat all the way yet, but it's going down. It's pretty low, going down pretty fast. I must have ran over something. Like I said, we haven't been down here in a while. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna hop on the tractor, head up to the front of the property and see what we can do. I just get y'all set up on the tripod and just stick y'all to the tractor and let y'all just ride along with me.
Oh, I ain't gonna live like this no more. Most of my life's been waging war till I found peace. I could have swore. What she did shook me to the core, and I ain't gonna live like that no more. Well, I ain't gonna live like this no more. Trouble comes when the barmaid pours another for a man who should have found the door. Oh, when I get going, you can hear me roar, and you know I can't live like this no more.
All right, y'all, so I couldn't get it to fall, so it's still kind of extended up there. And that just shows you how the elevation of our property changes. We have like a canyon in the front, and then it just kind of starts high and goes down. But the base of it is still up there. And so what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start just kind of cutting down here slowly. I want to kind of get it out of here, out of this little nook back here, because that's prime rattlesnake territory. But I'm just going ahead and just start cutting it slowly and just walking it up. And yeah, maybe after I get a couple pieces off, I can get it to fall in. So let me crank the chainsaw up and get started cutting.
I've just arrived at the Woodlands. I came down and brought Tim a little bit of lunch, so we had lunch together, but now he is in his happy place, sawing up wood. But when I arrived, I was really blown away by all the progress that he had made. He's mowed the lawn and mowed everything out here, and this tree fell about a year ago, and so he's getting it down, and it is good and seasoned. And so if we can get it split up, we'll have some firewood for this winter. Let me show you around. If you hadn't seen our older videos, you may not know about this property, but this is our woodland property, and it's about 5 minutes down the road from the property that you see us on all the time, our first farm. So Tim has been down here. We don't get down here a lot recently, just because when we moved to the farm, the Lord gave us the word about establishing a home. And if you've been watching the videos, you know that we've been grinding doing that. So I think the last time, I can't even remember the last time we were all here, but Tim came by maybe a few weeks ago and saw that it really needed some loving and some attention. So he came down with a bush hog and he just knocked all the grass down, and it looks great. It really looks great. And this is basically, like a lot of grass has grown over it, but this is like a private street, just like a small road that we can drive in on. There's one way in, and then that's the access out there. So it's really another level of quiet down here at the woodland property. But this is Resurrection Cabin here, and we're really just seeking the Lord about the next steps on it. But we had started the process of clearing it out, cleaning it up over here, and we've jacked up and removed this front section and got it braced up. So believe it or not, it looks a lot better than it did when we first got it, but there's still a lot of work to do if we want to salvage this little cabin. But yes, this is Resurrection Cabin, and right now we're living in Resurrection Camper. So we don't know, there's some words from the Lord, but we're not sure how they all come together yet. We're still in that process of receiving words from him. But for now, it looks really great that Tim has just come out and bush hogged everything. So it's all clear and beautiful. And now he's just over there gathering firewood for the winter. He said it was like planting a garden for him and harvesting the fruit. So he's harvesting from our property wood that we'll need and we'll use for the winter. But it is absolutely beautiful down here. It really is. It is 20 degrees cooler here than it is on the first farm, and that's just because of all the trees and the shade from the trees. And you can feel like just a little bit of, like, I don't know if that's dew or the weeping of the trees every now and again. You can just feel the wet little droplets of dew on you. And there's a lot of natural fruit on this property. There's some black walnuts over here in this section. Down there, there's some oh, now I can't think of the name of it, but it makes a tea that you can drink, and it's right on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, so I think it might even be called like Rose of Sharon. Can't remember the name of it, but yeah. So there's just a lot of natural things that you can harvest on this property as well. Yeah, Tim was saying he should do all his firewood work here because it's so cool and quiet. Yeah, it's another level of quiet here. I guess because there's just no neighbors. No, it's just so quiet. It's really deep in the woods, and you can go even deeper in the woods when you get on the trails. So it's really nice. I can't even fully describe just how peaceful, how quiet. Sorry, I'm stepping on limbs trying to make sure I'm not stepping on a snake. But I just can't even fully describe how peaceful and how quiet it is here, and how just cool, and it's really nice. It's so refreshing to be on the woodland property. I hadn't been down here in months, so it's just nice to walk along the trail and just to soak in just the quiet. I made it back up our little trail to check on Tim, and he's loading up the trailer, so I'm just gonna give him a hand and try to convince him that's enough firewood work for the day. So I'm gonna call it right here. It's I.A.G Farms.
All about God.
We'll see you on the next one.
Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete.